the girl goes and shuffling through the comics, and then she pick out this one comic that called Sister Night. She's a superhero.
Yeah.
She's dressed as a nun, and she's a black girl with an afro. And funny enough, the girl is a black girl, and her parents, her dad was in the military, over in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So everyone is look, Chino is Fudge, and she's the only black girl. And then she wanted to watch a movie, but her parents told her no because she was too grown. The movie was too. It was like basically rated R. She was like a 5-6 year old child.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents passed away. She kept the movie. Her grandma came to pick her up, and she asked her like, "Yo, why did you pick this movie?" And then she said one line, and that hit me harder than the rest of the show. She said, "I don't know, 'cause she looked like me," so casually.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's like, now in these days, these kids, they always have a star in the eye, looking up to see what they want to become, and a lot of it is not self-inspired.
Yeah.
It's from what they seen that make them feel a certain way in the inside, like, yo, I want to be that person. I want to be just like that.
Yeah.
That's what starts out the foundation. People don't really grow out their own path until later in life.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing about like icons and public figures now in these days. Like once you have that popularity,
yeah, there's people.
That's
looking up
more.
to you.
There's more responsibilities on your head
Yeah.
because more people are gonna be looking at you for what you're doing,
Yeah.
and they're gonna mimic it in the future.
Thanks.
That's why there's always hate now. It's like, damn, how you gonna be this cool or this popular, and then you're gonna use that popularity to show bad things to kids. That's what
Exactly. Like, to be honest, like the one thing that pushed me into getting into film and stuff like that, wasn't necessarily like I didn't have it like a specific person looking up to.
It could have been a talk right here.
What are you talking about? It's recording.
Oh, it's recording.
Yeah, it's
oh, shit.
Bro, talk behind the scenes, people.
Hey,
we just talking real. Exactly.
Run and talk behind the real.
Behind the real. Oh no, you should, back.
We
You call it on the real.
On the real.
Yeah,
On the
this
real
is a new
talk.
segment right here.
On the real.
So we just talking about real shit. So yeah, so growing up, like when I going into like videography and stuff like that, I didn't really have like a role model to look up to because it wasn't people like me that was doing it. I mean, eventually Tyler Perry came up on the scene, but that wasn't until
Tyler Perry.
I was already 14 years old.
Smacking everybody, busting seats.
Yeah, so like I was already 14 years old, and to be
Crying
honest with you, and I know I'm probably gonna get some flack for this, I don't like Tyler Perry's movies.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't. And for
damn, you about to get some.
Yeah,
hate,
I know. As
bro,
yes, a black man, I
pause.
don't.
So like none of the Tyler Perry movies that
I probably found some of them amusing, but as far as the actual storylines themselves and how they depict our type of people, the stereotypes, the stereotypes are funny, but when you build an entire career off of black stereotypes like that, and showing like literally, I knew Hispanic people, Latino people, white people, Asian people who actually seen those movies and actually based other black people
based
off
of
that movie. And I'm just like, yo, like I understand, it's a business, it's entertainment value. We get it, but at the same time, somebody looking from the outside in, it's just like now they have a preconception of how we act like, and I'm just like, yo, not everybody's like that. And I'm not saying the Tyler Perry movies are bad and stuff like that, but when you have certain stereotypes and certain instances in those movies, it becomes a problem.
Right.
Because like it gives people just these visions of just like how they act when they're doing stuff, when they're doing this, they're doing that. And I'm not saying all the Tyler Perry, whatever he's made is bad. To be honest, Tyler Perry as a film director, as a writer, he is awesome. He is amazing.
Right.
The storylines he's come up with is
Amen
awesome.
On that.
But it's the fact of the stereotypes and those characters portrayed in there, although they're real characters, it's like, damn, like you could have told the story a little different. Yeah, to a black audience, it's we understand. We understand this, but at the same time, from the outside looking in, it's not a good look.
Right.
It's really not a good look. And growing up, you deal with that type of stuff. But as far as just like as an inspiration, like for the most part, I wasn't looking up to nobody. Like for the most part, I wanted to be in movies or be the dude behind the camera, putting my story out there.
True.
Because there's a story that's being pushed about us, and then there's a story that you don't get to know until you actually talk to that person. I want to put out that story.
Right.
And that story that you don't really get to see.
And you have a memoir right there. When people write your memoir, like
exactly,
they can just like, what was his message to the world? Jerry wants to bring peace to the world.
Peace?
I'm not good at writing shit.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not good at writing shit.
Peace is a stretch.
But like,
I'm not gonna lie, peace is a bit of a stretch.
But that's a life mission right there, and to be able to do that, is not gonna be easy because the world is always constantly changing and always evolving.
Facts.
Like there's always gonna be new obstacles in the way. Like my long life journey, like is in relation of race equality. Like to be honest with you, I believe like us as a world and one nation, we could have had a second city on Mars. To be honest with you, like
yeah, no cap.
If everyone just stopped pointing all their science against each other, Corona, we could initialize all the plans, put it all to one as a world, as one nation, use all those resources just to build something new.
Yeah.
Like just to help us evolve for a better terrain or to actually explore the new frontier.
Yeah.
Like the new frontier was space. But what happened to that? It's been like, what, 70 years?
Yeah.
Like, what's new? We still dealing with World War IIIs and medical pandemics. Like
shit that like honestly if we were all in accordance could have all just been bypassed. But yet we're too busy fighting each other rather than coming together and doing stuff. And it's just like we keep pushing these stories, these I don't say stories, but like these certain narratives of like different type of people or different people that is just like you already have a preconception of how that person's gonna be, so you don't want to collab with them. For the most part, you collab with people of your same type because you're more comfortable with them. And it's just like, yeah, but at the same time, you're not diversifying yourself. You're not showing people a different light of you. Like if you think about it, and this is a bit of a stretch, but it's just like, to be honest with you, like I've dated, I think one African American girl like my entire life, and it's not because I don't choose. I know this is probably gonna be like this nigga. Oh, this nigga. Yeah.
Stop talking right now, boy.
I'm just saying,
boy.
But like, I'm saying it as this, like, I guess for the most part, because me, I don't really do the chasing a lot. Like, I have to really like you to actually, try to spit game and chase. Usually the chicks come to me, and I know that's some really, some shit to say, but I do.
That's some real shit.
Yeah.
Like,
but for the most part, would mostly fall into my lap. Now I know, bro, I'm really messing up these words, these phrases I'm using. But the girls who come to me are either Hispanic girls, white girls. Recently, a Guyanese girl, which is strange because usually that's the first. I didn't know I could pull Guyanese girls. I've talked to one Asian girl, but as far as dating them, I just didn't, go through with it because we just we didn't click on that level. She liked me, but I was just like, I don't really click with you like that. But regardless,
so you telling me if you with a chick, not saying that I'm doing this stuff, but you cool with a chick, right?
Yeah.
And y'all go whatever, but you already know y'all not gonna click. Would you continue wasting your time just for the fun of it, or just be like, nah, we don't click, let's just drop it?
It depends on my current mind state at the time. Like, to be honest, shut up. It's not mindset, but I'm saying like it depends. It really depends. What was the foundation of our relationship in the first place?
Right.
Yeah, it's how it started.
So most of relationship. Damn, I'm not trying to make this about
No.
relationship.
I mean,
but like
continues.
when you jump into any type of bondship, friends, acquaintances, business partners of any sort.
All right.
Do you lay down your intentions from the front, like from the jump?
I don't lay down my intentions. I know what my intentions are until they realize what their intentions are. Is when I will then probably reveal what my intentions were. But by that time,
so whoever make the first chess move.
Well, it's not this because I'm always making the first chess move. Like regardless,
What
but like
for Jay?
I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm
always
being
making the
real.
first
I'm
chess
being real.
move with
I'm
it.
always making the
Even
first
when
chess
I'm
move.
not moving the chess moves.
Even when I'm not moving the piece, I already
when I'm not even
made
making
the first
moves,
moves.
I'm
but,
always planning that shit.
But it's just like, all right, say if I'm talking to a girl,
Yeah.
right? I already know whether or not I want to be in the relationship with that girl, or if I'm just trying to smash or not. Within
Right.
like the first day or so of me just talking, like first 24 hours, I already kind of like know.
Despicable.
Bigger sense.
Essential for most.
Yeah. Now, if I was wanting to be their friend or anything like that, or I had to be their friend in order to become more than that,
Yeah.
I was already moving those pieces in place before they decided that.
So you know they're not moving no chess pieces.
Then we're on the same page. We're playing the same game. Like if it came to a point where it's just like, oh, you were thinking the same thing as me, then okay then. Like at that point, I'm just like, oh, okay, you just sped the process up.
Right.
But if it's more like, oh, I had the sped game, or I was trying to be more than friends or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just like it wasn't we were friends and I thought about that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I changed my way of thinking. No, prior to us being friends, that was already the goal.
Right.
It just depending on how long it took, or whether I stayed interested enough later on, then it carried on to that degree.
So then they don't carry much interest, so he just like,
Yeah, if I like, yeah. Basically, if within that 24 hours, I'm just like, if whatever. I mean, whatever.
Horrible.
I mean, you can call me horrible, whatever. But it's just how
Horrible, Jesus.
it's how I think. It's just like either I'm gonna smash or I'm not gonna smash.
Yeah.
It's either that. If I'm not gonna smash, either we're gonna be friends or we're gonna be business partners. This, not, and the third.
I think
But-
some of those questions are like rhetorical. Their questions are asked and answered from silent language, the silent body language, and body language sometimes speak for you already,
Oh, okay.
and that's a fact.
True.
But at the same time, there's a lot of times you still need that word of affirmation. Like you need to hear that shit. Like, yo, what's your intentions? What is it on?
Yeah, and that's the point where I'm just like, okay, that's what their intentions were.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, females will vocalize their intentions eventually, regardless of how long it takes or whatever. They'll let you know. Sometimes they'll let you know indiscreetly.
I
and
let
be
you know
like,
my intentions from the jump. That's a fact.
Me, I just see how shit plays out. You
Yeah,
know. But back to the other topic that we were talking about at first.
for sure.
Like, me, for the most part, I always wanted to diversify the type of person I was in a relationship with. Like, I would date girls from different races and stuff like that. And it's not because, like, I didn't want to date a black girl or anything like that. It's because my charm didn't work on them. Like, dead ass. Like,
You
I didn't
know how to
I
work a
didn't,
black
no,
girl.
no. Out of all the ones that were ever in my DMs,
Yeah.
I've only had in my entire life about like 5 of them actually in my DMs. Like I actually tried to talk to.
So you think, like, to be honest with you,
compared to the other ones.
some, nah, I wouldn't say all. Some would say, don't come from my throat.
Mm-hmm.
But black girls are difficult. Like, they're the most difficult to talk to. Now, do you say that is true? Do you say that just depends?
It depends. Because
I say any girl. I don't care what race. Any girl could be difficult.
any girl can be difficult.
Any girl could be difficult, and that's a fact.
That's a fact. Off rip.
But
are black
environment.
women harder to talk to? It depends on the girl. I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of all the girls I've tried to talk to, white girls are the easiest. Spanish girls have a little flair.
I just think if it's for the players
Mhm.
field, it's all about culture. To be honest with you, I think here's
You
why
would
I'm saying
think.
that, because like some people who already like were raised in any type of nationality
Mhm.
or like in that culture or community,
Mhm.
they already know what it do. Like they know what it is. So it's like it's not harder or easier. Now if you trying to culture jump into something that's not naturally you, yes, you're gonna find it more difficult. One, because you don't know what they like. You don't know what their interests are.
Mhm.
Sometimes in this day in modern age, it could be almost the same. Because right now, like America is like mainly mixed now.
Yeah.
But like back then, you're gonna be like, damn, what is gonna be pressing you? What is gonna impress the both of us? Like, yo, how am I gonna get down with your crew? How are you gonna get down with my crew?
True.
Like,
true.
Then it can get difficult.
Yeah.
But
and to piggyback off what you're saying,
yeah,
like I'm not gonna lie, some girls I've dated from different nationalities and stuff like that. Some jokes about the African American community. Say community, like lazy black jokes. You know, some of them, that's when the shit went over their head. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I enjoy learning those different cultures on purpose. Because it's like, for the most part, me trying to talk to a black girl is just like, we're from the same culture, but yet me and you just don't click. Like, it's not because of them, it's because I'll say some shit, a joke or something like that, and they don't get it, or they'll say some shit and I don't get it. And it's just like, that's weird because we got the same exact background, but yet we're so distant from each other. But yeah, with like other races that I've dated, it's just like, I'll say a certain joke, or they'll reference something, I'll immediately get it. Which makes me weird because, like, does that mean I'm like multicultural and like I know their culture better than I know my own? Or is it the fact that it's just like me and that person just didn't click? Or we're just like from different sides of the tracks where just like, you know, you grew up one way as a black person, I grew up another way as a black person. Just being aware. Because it's just weird. Because it's like at that point in time, you got to ask yourself just like, yeah, you just act like, you just like question, just like, that's strange.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. Every day. Like,
I really be thinking to myself.
Yeah, like I be really thinking to myself. Crazy. But yeah, shit. Back to the whole entire inspiration thing. Like, realistically, like, yeah, there was nobody like, you know, like us,
right? Until
like recently, that you could look up to.
That's
like,
fact.
Forgot his name. I'm not gonna get flack for this because I talked about him recently.
You know,
the guy, I said Ryan Coogler or something like that. The guy who directed Black Panther and stuff like that.
What's
like,
his name again?
Ryan Coogler. Or Coogler. I know it starts with an R. His last name starts with C.
You sure?
I think. Oh, what's his?
Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I know.
Exactly. I'm not gonna say. I thought you would be on the spot here,
but like, I'm familiar. But I just want to make sure that you know, like.
I think I'm close to it. I'm not.
'Cause I be acting.
I'm terrible with names, guys. I know faces. I'm terrible with names. But as far as black directors, although there's some out there, but there's not like a lot in like the mainstream like that a person, you know, trying to get into film and stuff like that can look up to, other than those two. Like, you can name like 7 off the top of your head famous white directors, but as black directors, you don't really, you know, name
them that fast.
Yeah.
But I can name some.
Spike Lee,
Jordan
Peele. Yeah, I'm saying as of recently though. I'm talking about early 2000s. You couldn't name one, or you can name one, Tyler Perry, but you couldn't name any other black directors out there like that.
Eddie Murphy.
Other than Eddie Murphy and Spike Lee.
Kevin Hart.
No, original. I'm talking about they started the acting part of it. That was later on. Who went in it as a director, as a filmmaker. You can barely name a few.
Then you're right, Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. Yeah.
But
yeah, shit, off the rip, you can't.
I'm
name.
young. I'm a young buckhead, so
like I know there's some out there, but like you really can't name much like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like
off rip.
Yeah, off rip. Yeah, you have to look it up. Like, oh, it was a black guy who did that. All right, cool. But people like us, we were in the film like that. I mean, we were in films, but it was just like we weren't the dude doing the film. You know?
Exactly.
There was always like, you know, that dude up there in the chair.
Every era of life, there was a few like bonuses that we could get into.
Oh yeah.
Like just started acting. What's his name? Damn, Eddie Murphy acting them out on Netflix. What's his name? Dynamite.
Yeah.
Black Dynamite. Oh, let me tell you about Dynamite.
Yeah.
You don't know about Dynamite? He could turn your mom's pants into like. Nah, let me stop. That's how we starting off. But Black Dynamite like that. Yeah. I was like, damn, I want to be just like him. But I ain't gonna lie though. My first inspiration that I realized, cause me, I always say I'm just an artist. I'm just into any type of art.
Yeah. Music,
dancing, language, drawing, painting, architect. I'm an engineer, drafter. Like I'll be driving houses and stuff. Hey. Yeah. Ladies, let me know. I'm gonna start a business soon. Yeah, Black Dynamite. So after watching that,
Go.
all right, Black Dynamite. After watching that Eddie Murphy clip off of Netflix, he was like the first. I want to say the first black artist to do this, but like he was. To me, it looked like he was like the first person to like completely motivate and do every single part that he needed to do.
It wasn't Dynamite. It was Dolomite.
Dolomite.
My name is Dolomite. Yeah, I was like Dynamite. I was like, yeah.
Dolomite, Dynamite.
Yeah, my name is Dolomite. But yeah, it was an amazing film.
Definitely
like,
a dynamite in the industry for sure, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I first made my very first short film, I was like that. I wrote it. I was gonna direct it, shoot it, acting it, edit
everything,
the sound.
Same thing
like
with
I
Tyler
was
Perry.
doing everything, and it kind of like I kept that mind state because when it came to doing music videos, like I'm my light guy, I'm my cinematographer, I'm my editor, and I get the clients. Like I do every
you do every single aspect.
Because and it's ingrained in me to like I can't really if I'm the director, I also got to be this person editing it. Or if I'm the cinematographer, I got to be the person editing it too, because it's just like I can't record a certain way and then vocalize it to another person saying like, oh, I was thinking about this and that part when I already know
one person.
Yeah, because I'm like, but it's just like I know for a fact if I shot something some way and I told somebody to edit it, they're not gonna edit it the way I envisioned it when I shot it.
That's
so it's just like I gotta edit it. Yeah, so for the most part, I know when it comes down the line, when it comes to film, film is a lot more lenient because it's more like, stationary shots and stuff like that. Or you're shooting it the way the director's specifically wanting it and how they envision editing it already. It's already a set plan. Music videos, sometimes you can have a set plan, sometimes you're, shooting to the vibe of the song. A lot of times I shoot to the vibe of the song rather than having, stagnant shots, because although stagnant shots are good, shooting to the vibe of the song is a lot better because you do get more of a entertaining vibe to it. Like the camera is in motion, things are going on, versus just a regular walk across the street inside. Girls have a bathing suit or something like that. Yeah. Although it is eye candy, but it's not much going on other than you just.
But people doing, but even with those type of shots, people do the same type of shot
over and over.
They don't give a different view. Like you could do that same shot and just do like a close up or a different angle. Like
people do that.
Make it more entertaining. Make it more work.
A lot, and it's just what I strive not to be like. Like going into music videos when I first started, I didn't want to be effects heavy. Because although it was trendy for everybody else, I'm just like, trendy is good, but trendy is a flash in the pan.
Right.
People are gonna see your video. Oh, that's cool. It's just like the other video, kind of similar. Similar voice in the rapping too. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. And during that time where everybody was making trippy music videos or high effect music videos, R.I.P. Mac Miller. But before he passed, he dropped Self Care. It was just him inside of a coffin. Barely effects, him inside of a coffin, and the light just went out. So that's our cue that the battery in that light just went out. So
there we go.
This has been On The Real with your boy Jay Price and
your boy V LaVinci. You already know what's up.
So definitely, guys, we'll do more videos like this after we shoot Rono Talking, after we shoot Live in Booth. Usually me and V are just talking, so we're just gonna add you guys to the conversation. So if you guys do like this, definitely leave a like. I know these videos are gonna be kind of long, but hopefully you guys got to the end of the video. If you got to the end of the video, be part of the end of the video squad and leave a hashtag end of video squad. And
y'all part of the FEMA squad.
Exactly. Y'all be awesome people.
Subscribe, like, follow,
all
share.
All that energy.
All that energy.
See y'all later.
Bet.